How, Howdy, this is Bubba, or maybe Dollywood Outsider if you're used to me on Instagram. But I'm going to do a video, kind of get back into doing some Dollywood videos. I like to keep these about 5 minutes. There's a ton of Dollywood news, but I'm just going to focus on one specific topic, and that's going to be the parking for this video. Want to get back into doing these with the seasons coming up. But the parking was much needed. Obviously, you could argue, but you could argue I think it's as big of a need as they've had of anything, because a lot of times they don't let you park in A and B, which is still my biggest pet peeve. And then the parking lot C, and then so if you get there an hour or so later, you parking way into D and E, and maybe even all the way in this past country, and you have to take trolleys and stuff like that. So the parking was a major need. I think everybody would agree to that, especially on those. You hear some stories 3 times a year on the super busy days where they just kind of turning you away or making you park miles down the road and trolley there. So, so parking was much needed. So before getting into that, how I like to park real quickly, I like to get there about 30 minutes before the park opens up. Usually like I said, they make me park in C, which aggravates me. I should be able to park at A and B, but that way I don't like to take the trolley. It's just easier to walk. I like to park close enough to where if I need to go out to my truck to get something or drop something off or something like that, I can. So, it's just, a lot of times if you are in C, it's easier to park. But what they were doing, they were adding some parking. This is located near the preferred parking. So that's the one that says G as you leave, kind of on the hill there. So that's where it will be located at. You're probably looking at some pictures now. So they've added 750 spaces. It looks like in the future they can go up to 3,000. There was nothing there as far as they didn't tear down anything related to the park. It was just trees and land and stuff like that. So no harm is being done there. My biggest question is, and we really won't know until opening day, is how many of the parking spaces there are going to be walking only. Well, I mean, how I guess what I'm trying to say is how much are going to be like walkable to the park where you won't have to do the trolley. I guess also, will you have trolley access to them? I'm guessing you will. So that's kind of my questions there. This is much needed for sure. It does aggravate me. Now, this is not going to be opening day, which, again, that aggravates me because you had nothing but time to work on this. So I don't really know why that is not opening day, because it is a busy day. But, they think they're saying spring or something like that, but spring can go all the way into June. So hopefully that will be more into April or May instead of that. But that's my biggest question. I think it's certainly great news. I hope, like I said, hopefully this is walkable, and gives you some more walkable spaces. It does not look like it's going to be super duper close. So, it's not going to be, right beside it like your handicap is, but even the handicap's a little bit of a walk. So, let me know what you think about the parking, what you would, I don't see how you could not like this news because it was so needed. So, but let me know what you think, about the parking. What would you like to see done to it? And, but 750 spaces, I don't, that's looks like a pretty good lot, so that should certainly help out. But hopefully, and something else I do want to add, if you study that picture, it looks like these are going to be better parking closer than the normal parking spots. So, and as you know, you do not get to pick your parking spot. They tell you where to park. So I'm kind of curious to see if they will immediately fill this one up first and then go to the, start through A and B and C, or will they, do, or how that goes? Because it looks like these will be a little bit closer than, you know, some of the other ones that you usually park in, like C and D. So we'll be curious to see how that goes, because as you know, you get there, you kind of have to park where they tell you to park. You don't want to get to this pick blindly. So that's something I will be curious to see. So